black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. It's been months since I killed the Empress, but it feels like only seconds ago I heard her yelling for her daughter, Emily. Corvo's face going slack with shock. And somewhere in my head, the outsiders laugh. Come to collect on our debt? Did you ever think you deserved to lose your Empress? That a better man took her life, while you gaped like a fool? Come on, Corvo. Prove me wrong. Damn it.
Sir, Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below. Dowd blew up a whole slaughterhouse, where we get the whale oil. Won't that irritate the Lord Regent?
Indeed. We could turn Dowd in, split the reward.
I promised to go quietly.
You did right, sir. That witch had to die.
That witch was twice the fighter you'll ever be. I owe you for this one, Delilah.
Corvo's coming for us, Dowd. And he's got nothing but blood on his mind.
You let me worry about that when the time comes. If it comes.
Send some of us to finish off the Royal Protector. I'd rather face him head-on.
We have bigger targets to consider right now. Corvo didn't turn one of our own against us. He didn't send overseers into our backyard. Delilah did.
If Corvo...
Maybe you should do something more useful than standing by this window pissing your pants about Corvo.
As you wish. We'll start again in a minute. Just listen. Dowd. Ever vigilant, I see. Are we leaving soon to Brigmore?
Scared, are you? Witches upriver. Traitors in the ranks. And then there's Dowd, who just killed his own apprentice. A better assassin than you'll ever be. I'd be frightened too.
This will hold while we're away. Anything short of cannon fire.
Let's hope it won't come to that.
They fought a brave fight. Idiots. Maybe their deaths will teach the living
The Abbey never changes.
Thomas finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison. I found Lizzie Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Excellent. Lizzie has enemies inside Coldridge. If we play this right, she'll be begging to do business with us.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait? At your pleasure. After Corvo's escape, it's going to be more difficult to break into Coldridge. They've installed arc pylons, and they're blaring Overseer music over the loudspeakers. Our talents will be suppressed until we get inside.
I have other talents.
Corvo set off an explosion on his way out. Blew out the main gate. They're still rebuilding. Last thing. There's an execution planned in the courtyard. Should draw a lot of eyes away from you.
I could use a laugh.
Is it time to go, sir?
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players. Gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself. That after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzie Stride. And Lizzie Stride is in jail.
Dowd. Lizzie Stride is in there. But we don't know where they're holding her. They're playing Overseer music from the loudspeakers. We couldn't get in.
Why the music?
One of their prisoners. A spy caught at Dunwall Tower. The guards have sent for overseers to investigate.
I'll be back with Lizzie Stride. Stay hidden.
Who needs a gate? If anyone tries to escape now, they'll be vaporized. Arc pylons, Sokolov's latest.
That's if they're operational. The second you run out of whale oil tanks, you're defenseless, and the prisoner goes straight out to the bridge.
Exactly. Which is why we drained the water lock. No one survives that fall again.
Still, the Lord Regent won't tolerate another escape. We have to be extra careful.
They don't hesitate to kill their own.
Hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire! Private Morris, you refused to pursue Corvo into the sewer complex on the day of his escape. You displayed cowardice in the face of a national crisis, and I hereby sentence you to death. Ready. Take aim. Fire!
I'll find you, you hagfish. I'll flush you out. Can't stay hidden forever.
Why did you save me?
I'm looking for Elizabeth Stride, prisoner. A gang leader out of Draper's Ward.
The whole place heard her come in. She's in cell C-28. It's on the very top level. You can check the logbook in the guard station, between sections C and D.
Someone's supposed to be on duty.
For signs of infection.
No one knows what actually happened.
Didn't they do it?
Hamrick drinks said he chose a bad day to sleep in. Morris lost his nerve at the sewer gates. Neither of them knew anything. They died to satisfy the Lord Regent's office.
And Officer Thorpe.
Thorpe slipped him the key. Everyone knows that. He got weak. They paid him off, but he couldn't tell us who it was. And believe me, he wanted to by the end.
You've seen Corvo train, haven't you? Once he had the key, there was no stopping him. And the way he went off that bridge, how do you stop a man who'll make a jump like that? Like he doesn't care.
Or like he's more than human.
You think he's
I think we played that overseer noise for a reason. I think there's more happening here than any of us know.
Lizzie's tried. She's in rough shape.
See something? Where's Harold? He's not in his cell.
Check the log. We've been moving people around to make room for the politicals.
This never happened under the Empress.
Someone will hear you. And it wasn't easy with the Empress around. She'd hold inspections with the Royal Protector trailing after her.
I wish we'd taken care of him. He knows our faces. He could come back any time.
What happened here?
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like much, does she? Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. What servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? All right. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Wake up, Lizzie.
I'm not telling shit. Wait, who?
Down.
Is that right? Whoever sent you, I'll pay double.
I've come to break you out. You can owe me the favor.
What kind of favor?
Doesn't matter. You'll be dead in another day here.
What kind?
It's just a boat trip. Upriver. Past the blockades.
Then you're out of luck. My boat, the Undine, now belongs to someone else. My second-in-command double-crossed me into a little shit named Edgar Wakefield.
It's a situation I'm familiar with. Can you walk?
Get me out of this damn thing and I'll fly. I can pay you to get rid of Wakefield.
It'll be my pleasure. Come on.
I'll just get my tiara. Down. I think I...
I'll have to carry her out. She's beaten, but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Let's go. Dunwall is changing fast. 6 months ago, Draper's Ward was where Dunwall's rich and well-born strolled and shopped and tried to be seen. The plague burned through it in days. Today it's a battleground where 2 street gangs fight over the spoils. The Hatters and Lizzie's gang, the Dead Eels. Lizzie Stride was the boss until Edgar Wakefield betrayed her and took her place. And her riverboat. It's the kind of thing that happens every day in Dunwall. I don't judge him. I've done worse myself. But I need that boat. Edgar Wakefield and I have business.
The textile mill used to run off a water wheel before the canal went dry. It started up again recently, and whatever the Hatters did to get it working has enraged the Dead Eels. They're fighting in the streets.
We're not going to... Well. Over here! I need a hand with this one! Let's see your knife work, little man.
Welcome to the Draper's Ward Salvage and Resale, or the Black Market if you'd prefer. It's Dowd, right? Recognized your face from the posters. Not that I'd ever say anything to anyone, believe me. I'd be happy to have you for a customer.
What are you selling?
The best of Draper's Ward, all for sale. Say, would you consider doing a job for me? There's a man whose debt to me is well past due.
I'm not a bill collector.
I don't want the money. I want his head. I pay you well. And you can use the money to buy things from me.
I'll do it.
Huh. Thank you. Skinflint is a chain smoker. He likes to light up in the old canal tunnel and play Nancy for coin. I'd start there. Make an example of him.
Got it. Now let me see what you've got.
Tell me what strikes your fancy. I hope you're keeping my little job in mind.
Skinflint is dead.
Delightful. As agreed, your reward. Who are you? Are you with her?
With her?
Delilah. Are you with her? No, but you don't have any roses.
What can you tell me about Delilah?
I used to make clothing for the Caldwins, you see. I adored them, especially young, precocious Emily. She was such a delight. Did you ever meet the Empress? She was so special. And I was able to count her among my friends. I had a lock of hair from young Emily, a keepsake given to me by the family when my hands grew too stiff and clumsy to work the needle. I have treasured it so.
And Delilah?
She visited me here. Such a surprise to see her, all grown up. So serious. Did you know she was once a playmate of Jessamine's? before she was Empress when they were both little. I thought it was a cordial visit at first, but it turned frightening.
What happened?
She made things come out of the shadows, long and grasping. I can still feel the cold on my neck. I sound mad, don't I? Perhaps I am. She questioned me and left me propped in the corner like a bolt of cloth. I couldn't move for 3 nights. She made the horrid markings you see now. Then she stole my only keepsake, my lock of hair from dear, sweet Emily. Ah, Emily, where are you? Damn that Corvo, and damn Delilah.
Edgar Wakefield is on board the Undine. He's put all of the eels on alert since Lizzie's rumored to have escaped from Coldridge. He's expecting her. You will undoubtedly be a surprise to him. Wakefield sealed himself in the cargo hold of the Undine. Smuggling ships like this one often have a hatch underneath for dumping contraband if they get caught. Perhaps the Undine is no different.
This is the Dowd I remember. Corvo left his mark on Coldridge, but they won't soon forget you either. What a relief. Life has been remarkably grim in Dunwall lately. This business with the eels might call for a little more diplomacy. But in the long view, a smoking ruin makes as good a monument as any.
Dowd, this is the second time now. I see something, or someone, out of the corner of my eye. But when I turn, they're gone. Someone is watching us.
You're Dowd. What brings you here? Lizzie Stride owes me a favor.
I'm sorry to hear that. You see, the watch picked her up. I'm trying to hold things together while she's in Coldridge. I'm awfully busy at the moment.
I won't take too much of your time, but there's the matter of that favor.
Yeah? What exactly does she owe you for?
First, for getting her out of Coldridge. Second, for what's about to happen right now. Time to signal Lizzie.
Lizzie Stride is assuming control of the dead eels now. She's ordered them to give you safe passage.
Your friend Edgar Wakefield sent me up to be taken by the City Watch. And you followed him. Took his orders. But you know what? I forgive you. All of you. I'm filled with love. But the following people each owe me a finger. Logan, Douglas, Bang Bang, Ferris, Pigface, the Bakers, and Annabelle. Shit. Phew. From you, Annabelle. Have a good night. That piece of garbage, Edgar. I'm still living with his incompetence. He let the Hatters cripple the Undine.
Ship seems fine to me.
They took the engine coil. We're dead in the water.
What is it? Can we make a new one?
They don't make them anymore, not for an engine like the Undine's. We'll have to get it back.
The geezer still leads the Hatter gang, right? I'll pay him a visit.
It won't be that easy. There's a snag.
Always is. What's this one?
The geezer's about 100 years old by now. He's got it rigged so that if he dies, the whole place gets gassed. So they're real careful around him. Got him a nurse and everything. Maybe you can cut a deal for that engine coil. Turn on the charm. One of the Hatters gave me their door password in exchange for keeping the rest of his fingers. It's whalebone. I never got to use it on account of the gas. And being in jail.
Just be ready to move when I get back.
I knew I could rely on you. I'll even forgive you for not making him suffer more.
Just get me upriver.
What's the password?
Whalebone.
Come in.
Sir, the Hatters are using the textile machines to make shrouds for the plague dead.
Now we know why they took the engine coil.
The man who runs the Hatters is more cunning than he looks. He can flood this place with a toxic gas. In time, it'll eat through our air filters. You may have to make a deal.
Dowd. Didn't think I'd ever see you again. After you helped us escape the slaughterhouse, I got a job here running the looms. They got us working around the clock, making shrouds for all of the plague victims. Kinda makes me sick. But they have to come from somewhere, I guess.
How do I get into the engine room?
It's down in the basement, but you can't get in without the combination.
And where would I find that?
Nurse Trimble. He takes care of the geezer. But I'd bet my broom handle that's only half the story. See, the geezer's supposed to be the boss, but Trimble never lets anyone near him. Claims it's for his health. I'm sure the geezer knows the combination too, except Fat Chance talking to him alone. Only time Nurse Trimble leaves is to check the lab equipment he's got upstairs.
Thanks for the help.
What? Somebody, give me a...
Wakefield's miscalculated badly. I predicted this would happen, of course. A man like Wakefield knows which end of a knife is for stabbing, but not much else. What's that? Oh, stop complaining, old man. I'm giving you a legacy. What were the Hatters before I arrived? I'll tell you. A shadow of their former selves. The butt of numerous jokes, in fact. Why did the Hatter piss in his own hat? What did the Hatter do with his last bullet? And so on. The answers aren't worth repeating. Leadership. That's what was missing. What with the embarrassing defeat at the hands of the Bottle Street Boys of all things. There now. You mustn't become agitated. You'll inflame your arteries, which will only cause you unneeded agony. I can ease the pain, but only if you promise to behave yourself. No? Ah, that reminds me. I must see Jerome about getting more Oxrush. I'm fresh out.
My name's Dowd. I'm looking for Lizzie Stride's missing engine coil. I'm giving you a chance to make a deal.
Yes, sir. Very reasonable offer. Geezer here says you're in luck. We only need that engine coil because someone shut off the flow that turns our water wheel. I sent men into the sewers to restore the flow, and not one of them came back. But what stopped them won't be a problem for the famous Dowd, will it? When the water flows, I'll give you the engine coil. Here's the key to the sewer entrance, and it's a pleasure to do business with you, Mr. Dowd.
That fool. What if Dowd comes this way? He won't fall for a pretty face and a few tears.
Then so much for our little sister. But we'll make sure the job is done.
Hello? You're not a weeper, are you? I think I can walk if you'll just help me up.
Whoever.
I almost had you, Dowd. You could have had an easy death.
Tell me what Delilah's doing at Brigmore.
Why ask? When the change comes, you won't even notice. You'll never even know how we won. But when Delilah sits the secret throne, our reign will never end.
That's enough.
The gangs are at each other's throats. Dowd is mired here.
Dowd. Lurk told me you wouldn't give up. Even as she knelt before me and gave me all your secrets. I know what you're doing, Dowd. I know what that mark on your hand is. Just like the one on mine. I know everything you can do, and it won't matter. 4 of us chosen, but history will only remember one. Delilah.
If they remember any of us.
Don't be dense. She's afraid of us. When the change comes, she'll only want the weaker sisters nearby.
That makes no sense. Our power flows from Delilah. Without her, we'd be reduced to dancing under the moon and parlor tricks. You must be wrong.
Why else would she put us here, right in his path? I wish he'd hurry up and come already.
Delilah knows you're coming, cutting a bloody path through the city in search of her. Your nastiest work in years. She's afraid of you. But Delilah's a brilliant woman. Her coven is rising, with her as the night star to guide them. And once she's hatched her new schemes, she'll have a different kind of power. An empire instead of a coven. I wish you luck. I don't decide who wins and whose body gets tossed in the river to rot. But I do enjoy watching.
This contraption, Trimble's machine, get it off me. Let me die. I'll give you what you want. All I have to do is pull that oil tank. No, not yet. Trimble's machine keeps me alive, but he's rigged it so that gas will flood the mill if I die. Insurance. Search Trimble's quarters. Upstairs, he has antitoxin he drinks every day, just in case I croak. You'll have to make some to survive the gas. But everyone will die. Not just you. These hatters. They're not my hatters, don't deserve the name. Trimble's been calling the shots for years. They can choke and die, every last one.
Nice shit, just pull out the oil. When it's out, I'll give you the gold. Easiest job you ever pulled.
It's out. What's the combination?
Dowd. You set me free, kid. Hatters are finished. That's good. And, something. Wish it had been Lizzie. I gave her the password a long time ago. But she never came. Beautiful spot.
I need that combination.
Right. You did your part. The number is 5, 7.
Blood in the streets. Reminds me of the Bottle Street mess we got into once.
The geezer mentioned you before he died.
He's really gone?
What's it matter?
Nothing. He was just a cracked old man. Reattach that coil, and we'll start upriver tonight. You are an only source of adventure, Dowd.
The Brigmores were an ancient family, bankrupted a generation ago. Since then, the manor has housed 2 street gangs, a smuggling ring, innumerable rats, and the Brigmore witches. I'd always left them alone, but now a painter named Delilah had taken up witchcraft and formed a coven. She was trying something. A ritual. But what kind? The outsider knows. I cannot abide a mystery.
I scouted, sir. They've locked the front, and I've seen evidence of snares. Also, maybe it's nothing, but I spotted several statues of the woman Delilah. I don't know what it means, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
It means trouble. Anything else?
They're getting in and out of the house somehow, but I haven't spotted it. Sorry, sir. Best I can do.
Good enough. I'll take it from here.
I hope everything is in order, sir. Strange doings, sir. I killed a hound in the yard, and it got straight back up and went for me. I had to crush its skull, to be sure.
Don't think I'm on your side, because I'm not. If you raise a hand to any of my sisters but Delilah, you'll answer to me.
Understood. What have you got?
When her ritual's done, Emily Caldwin's mind will be gone, and Delilah will look out through her eyes the rest of her life.
And Delilah will rule as Empress.
That's up to you. I've got my money. That's all I need.
Wait. What about a way in?
Use the crypt. There's a lever that opens one of the tombs. The lever is kept in the shed. That's all I can tell you. grow sick of this assassin. The other sisters speak of him with a tiny shudder of awe in their voices, like stupid schoolgirls.
Don't worry, love. The hounds will warn us, or the statues. And then we'll descend on him like a murder of crows, and we'll pick his bones clean. Seen the brilliant colors. The brushwork is magnificent. Our Lady is a genius. Timsh's portrait was only the beginning. A vague mesmerism. But with Emily, Delilah will extinguish the girl's spirit and inhabit her completely. Own her skin and bones. Make her pretty teeth smile.
What will happen if Emily doesn't become Empress? Half the city thinks she's dead.
Emily Kaldwin will take the throne, don't worry. Delilah is certain. She sees things in the void you and I do not.
Why didn't she just paint the Lord Regent? He's already running the Empire.
She has her reasons. Delilah was raised in Dunwall Tower, don't forget. And besides, the Lord Regent doesn't have a chance. Without the Boyle sisters behind him paying the army, he's a walking corpse.
You have many talents, Dowd, and they've served you. Delilah's talents are quite different. She creates images, but she does more. She captures spirit. She insinuates her will into her subject, whatever it is. We're witnessing her masterpiece, and perhaps yours as well. You see it now. Emily's life hangs in the balance, and Delilah's, and the fate of an empire. The end is coming, and it's been glorious to watch you throw your will against the machinery you set into motion. All things end. All things burn to ash. But you, my friend, burn bright.
Time to see what you've really got, Delilah.
I know.
This one has
Painted in the same style as Emily's portrait. The last part of Delilah's ritual. Just gibberish.
No.
Unless I finish the other ritual steps first. No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Kaldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere. And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy. Made my living as a killer. One of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the Empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes. And took her daughter. Something broke inside me. Now I want nothing but to leave this city and fade from the memory of those who reside here. I've had enough killing. So my life is in your hands. Make your choice.
You make an eloquent plea for a man with innocent blood on his hands. It's a shame Corvo doesn't know the real story, isn't it? How Dowd, the legendary assassin, spent his last days doing whatever it took to save Emily Caldwin, defied the keepers of Coldridge Prison, faced down gang leaders and the terrors of Brigmore Manor. And with the end coming, you cut a savage swath through Dunwall, blood and terror, for the fate of the Empire. A story never to be told. And you leave the ending up to Corvo. That's courage. You make your own choice and accept the price.